In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys step by step how to make your own LLC. It's going to be super simple, super easy, guys. You can follow along. All I need you guys to do for me is to get this video to over 200 likes so I can keep on giving gems like this. And make sure you share this video to a friend, because this is going to be pivotal to showing you guys how to start your business. And this skill set, you can do it over and over and help your family, friends, or whoever. I'm going to show you how to get the LLC, get out EIN, and even go all the way to set up your business bank account to get you in position to eventually get funded. I'm going to give you tips and tricks and all things like that. So just stick along and follow the video and make sure you take notes. Without further ado, let's get started. All right, guys. So when it comes to starting an LLC, there's a lot going on that you guys might not know, and it might be confusing in the beginning. So I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible throughout this video. Even in this video, I'll be getting my sister LLC. So this is going to be a real life example of how I'll go about getting an LLC set up and started. I'm a firm believer of teaching people how to fish and not just giving them their fish. So once I show you how to do this, guys, you'll be able to take this information and do it for your friends, do it for yourself over and over. And I'm going to tell you things to avoid, things to look out for. So make sure you're paying attention. If I'm speaking too fast, just slow down the video and stop and keep on coming back to the points that you don't understand. Even if you don't understand it still, just leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll try to answer your questions right away, because I firmly believe this is something that every American should know how to do. Okay, so when it comes to following an LLC or starting an LLC, the first thing a lot of you guys might do is just go on Google, and the first thing that's going to pop up is LegalZoom. All right. Even though I like LegalZoom is cool, and it may say it's $0 to start right here. A lot of people might just do the pro plan because it seems very attractive. So $249 plus state filing fee. So if you do that plan right there, you'll be spending $249 plus another $100, so $349. Even if you do the free plan, I went all the way through on the free plan, and at the end of it, it had so many upsells for a lot of people that might not know what they need and what they might not need. It might be confusing and overbearing, and they'll end up just spending the $349. And I'm gonna let you know, guys, that's a lot to start an LLC. Even on even on LegalZoom, they're charging you to get an EIN. And let me tell you something, guys. An EIN is free. You can get an EIN free. Okay. So anybody's charging you for an EIN, you're just paying for the convenience of them doing something that's already free, which is fine, because starting out, I'm a man, I love convenience. Everybody that knows me know I'll pay for the skip the line pass. I'll pay for VIP. I'll pay just to move through quickly. I have clear TSA pre-check, all of that. I don't like waiting in lines. But when you're starting your business, it's very important to be lean with the money that you're spending, especially if you're not making any money yet in your business. You want to be very lean and very frugal in the beginning so you can give your business time to grow, because it's a fact that most businesses don't pass the 2-year mark. But we all can get past the 2-year mark if we're very intentional with our planning and our money spending habits, okay? If we're intentional with our planning and our money spending habits. So there's no reason for any of us to be on LegalZoom giving them $349, because at the end of the day, they're a business and they're going to try to make the most money out of you as possible. Okay? So I'm going to show you guys how to do it for a cheaper way, but still effective and still legal. So it's still going to cost money. It's still legal though. So look, the first thing I would do if I'm in your footsteps, and we're going to be setting up our business in the state of Georgia because I'm in Georgia, and my sister's in Georgia. But you can literally Google your Secretary of State. So how I got to this page right here is I went on Google and I typed in Georgia Secretary of State, right? That's how I got to this right here. I went on Google and I typed in Georgia Secretary of State. There you go, LegalZoom right there. I already know what I'm trying to do. They're trying to promote to me, but I'm going to bypass all of that and see I've already been here. So, and they just updated this page too. So it's different now. It didn't used to look like this, but you can still go to the old page. I go to businesses, and you could go to create a domestic entity. Somebody may like, what's a foreign entity compared to a domestic entity? Domestic entity is like, I live in the state of Georgia and I want to start a business in the state of Georgia. Foreign is like, yo, if I lived in New York and I want to start a business in Georgia, and somebody be like, yo, you could do that? Yes. Look at it right here. Look at it right here, guys. Where is this? I did all this research for you guys. Can you have a business in a different state than you live in? The process of setting up a business varies from state to state, which is true. However, there is no rule that you must form a business in the state that you live in. In fact, no state requires that a business owner live in the state where the business is incorporated, which is crazy. And it even goes even crazier. When I was in Dubai, I found out to start an LLC in America is like $100. In Dubai is around like, I don't know. Don't quote me. It's a lot of money to start one in Dubai. When I was in Dubai, I found out they can live in Dubai and create an LLC in America. You do not have to be a US citizen to create an LLC in America, but you have to be a US citizen, or you have to be nationalize your, whatever the case is, to do taxes on that business, which is very interesting. You can create the business, but to do tax is very interesting. There's a lot of jargon. I don't know how that works, but there's people that live in other countries that have LLCs in America. Very interesting. So yeah, you'll go Google your Secretary of State site, right? And this is the Georgia one. It brought me here. So you can either create a domestic entity right here, and I'll go over and hit register online. Boom, it brings me back to this page right here. So the first thing first that you guys want to do before you even make an account on here, because any site that you go to, any Secretary of State, you have to make an account so you can file and create the business. So somebody might like, oh, it might only work for Georgia. Does it work for other states? Yes, it does work for other states. Here I am on the Texas Secretary of State side. I can do the same thing over here, but I just have to make an account. Here I am on the, who's this, Florida Department of State. Register, start a business. I'll Google these. All I did was Google my state, Secretary of State, and it brings me to their websites, and it will tell me what I need to do. What was interesting on the Texas one, to do a business search is $1 each search, which is very interesting. It's free for most states, but that's just Texas for you, right? So look, I am at the Georgia Secretary of State. The first thing you want to do in your LLC process is make sure your name is available. And also, what's also important with the naming process is you want to avoid certain names when it comes to LLCs. And I'm going to tell you why. So when it comes to setting yourself up to get funding down the line, because you're not going to be able to get funding out the gate, you can, but the funding that you get out the gate won't be as high because you are a new business and you're not a vetted business yet. Most banks want your LLC to be in formation for at least 2 years before they give you funding. Some banks will give you some funding out the gate, but it might be, let's say, $500 compared to $10,000 you can get 2 years later. But some banks won't fund you depending on the name of your business. There's certain things that you want to avoid on your LLC business name, like far as buzzwords such as construction, investments, and real estate. You know, you want to consider naming your company consulting instead, like such and such consulting, such and such this. You know what I'm saying? Or even find a name that's like so broad. Like some people do their first and last name. Some people do their middle name plus something else. Let's say my middle name was Gerald, right? Let's say Gerald Consulting. That could be my LLC, but that cannot be my LLC if the name is already taken in my state. Let me say that again. That cannot be my LLC if the name is already taken in my state. Someone might say, "Hey Dre, how do I see if the name is taken?" That's where you go to business search. So let's say we go over here to business search, right? And I'm trying to do a business name. Let's say I'm starting a screen printing business or a clothing brand. Let's say I want Atlanta Screen Prints, right? Atlanta Screen Prints as my LLC. Let's say if I want Atlanta Screen Prints LLC, right? Let me search that. Boom. So right here, somebody try to reserve the name so nobody else can use it. That's expired right now. Right here, Atlanta Screen Prints Georgia LLC is active and compliant. I actually know that company. Over here, Atlanta Screen Print Services Incorporated. See how he put services in there? Incorporated is taken. So these are things that you could do. So for what I guess when David tried to get the name Atlanta Screen Prints, somebody already had the name reservation. So that's why he probably had to do Atlanta Screen Prints Georgia LLC, and Atlanta Screen Print Services Incorporated was already taken, so he can use that. So he just did Georgia. The name of his business is Atlanta Screen Prints, but he doesn't have to put the Georgia part because he's in Atlanta, you know? Uh, so I probably can go in and get Atlanta Screen Prints LLC if I wanted to. I probably can go in, but I'll just avoid it and do something else. So you want to go ahead and do a business search and see if the name is even available, because that will save you a lot of time. So if you file for your LLC and the name is already taken, they'll send you a rejection letter. And then you have to respond to that rejection letter with a new name right away. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So off rip, I want to just go ahead and make sure this name is available. So for my sister's sake, the name that she wants for her business, I already searched it earlier. I'm going to search it again with you guys to show you what it looked like when a name is not taken. So this is the name that she wants for her business. I'm going to search it. No data found. So when it shows that no data is found, that's really good. So that means nobody has that LLC name. So if I go put it in right now, I'll get approved right away. Okay. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna log in. Log in. Okay. I gotta make sure there's no other tab of it open. So I'm gonna log in right now. So I just logged in right. This is my account. Okay. So I'm gonna hit. So it looks like this. I'm going to hit, we already did the business search. So the next thing I'm going to do is create or register a business. Some guys might not be ready to register your business, but you want to hold the name. That's where name reservation comes in handy, where you can hold the name. I'm not sure how much it is to hold the name, but if I was you, if you want to go ahead and hold the name, I'll just go ahead and just register the business. I'm pretty sure, I think it's like $25 to hold the name, but I'll just go ahead and register the business, guys, honestly. So that's what we're going to do here today. So boom, this is how it looks on the Georgia side. And it probably will look similar on other websites, other state Secretary of States, but it's all around the same thing. It might look a little bit different, but it's all around the same thing. So I'm on here. I'm creating a new business. Select domestic business type. So LLC is called a limited liability company. Okay? Limited liability company. That's what LLC stands for. All right. If this was like a multi-member LLC, let's say if I was going into business with somebody else, like I had a partner, you could do a limited liability partnership. Okay. But so this is just, let's say this is just for my sister. You know what I'm saying? So she's gonna be the sole member of this LLC. Requested business. I'm creating a new business, domestic liability company. Do you have a business name reservation number? If I would have reserved a name, that's where I'll put this, and I'll put the reservation number, but I didn't reserve a name already. So I'm going to go ahead and put the name that she wants. And when you're here, you have to put LLC as well. So this is the name that she wants. All right. So this is where you put your second choice of name. So let's say it comes back that I can't use this name. Like if I was going to use the Atlanta Screen Prints and I wasn't aware if I could use the Atlanta Screen Prints or not, and I want to speed up my process, I'll put the Atlanta Screen Prints LLC, and then I'll put Atlanta Screen Prints Atlanta Screen Print and Embroidery LLC, or whatever the case is, services, or my name like Dre Atlanta Screen Prints LLC, whatever the case is, will be my second choice of business name. That way, if they reject the first, they'll just approve the second. That way, you don't have to wait for an email to come back saying that you were rejected and you have to do the process all over again. Okay? Because if you do not pay to expedite your LLC, it takes about a week to 2 weeks in Georgia. And during the 2020, during the pandemic, it was taking even longer. But right now, it takes about a week to 2 weeks in Georgia just to get an email back of approval or rejection. So after, let's say if you get a rejection, it'll still take another week for the second approval or rejection. So it's best to just go ahead and make sure the name is already available, that you can use it. So it's just easy for you out the gate. And we already checked that and we saw that we could use this name, right? NAIC code. You want to go ahead and look this up and remember it because the bank is going to ask you for this when you make your bank account. Okay. So whatever code you use, you want to remember it. And all of the NAIC code is an identifier to say what type of business you are. So my sister, she's going to be selling clothes online or whatever the case is. And you can put any legal purposes for now. If you don't know what your code is, you can just put for any legal purposes, which is also fine. All right. One thing I want to show you guys right here that's very, very, very important when you put your principal office address. You seen how I went in there and I was able to search somebody's LLC right away. When you do a business search and you have an LLC, all your information will pop up. I can see who formed this LLC, who the members are, and what's the business address. So a lot of us that's starting out, we do not have a business address, and we are putting our home addresses and we're putting places where we live or currently lay our heads. To my knowledge, I don't think you can use a PO box for a LLC, and using your address is cool but also dangerous. I would look into like even using an address that you no longer live at. I would look into using an address that you have like access to, or if you live in an apartment complex, using an address to where you live in an apartment complex and you know nobody can really come in there like that, because you don't want your address out there just for anyone to see, because now they can just pull up on you, whatever the case is. So for us, we have a warehouse, so I always use the warehouse address as the business address. But before I even had a warehouse, I was using my apartment address. But I knew at the time I had a concierge and all types of things, so nobody could just come in my building. So when it comes to this part, you want to be very intentional on what address you use, because this information will be out there. So right now, I'm gonna just put the warehouse address for her, even though she does not do business at the warehouse address. My sister is a woman; she does live alone, and I just don't want her personal address just out there. You feel me? 30336. And then one thing about this address, you can always change it later. So if you do get a business office or a business space later on, you can always update this address easily. And to my knowledge, it is free. But that's just something to just look out for, you know? Okay. Now it comes down to primary email address, like your business email. Right now, I'm going to put mine as well for her, because you can always change this later on. And this is the email that they will send you all your correspondence to if like you're late on any payments, if you need to re-register your LLC, if you are rejected for the LLC name. And one thing I just skipped over, I said re-register your LLC. Okay. So your LLC is not a one-time payment, guys. You have to register this with the state every year. This is how the state also make money on top of taxes. So you have to re-register your LLC every year. So you have to be active and compliant every year. On here, they're going to show me a payment option where I can have a cheaper discount to where like I can just go ahead and register for the next 3 years right now if I want to, and just skip out on remembering having to re-register every year. Or I can just manually do it, and when it comes up every year, I just re-register. Like at the top of every year, you just have to re-register your LLC, which is fine, but it's just not a one-time fee. So I want to let you guys know that a lot of you guys coming into this might think like, hey, I'll pay once and that's it. And that is not the case. Okay. So boom, create a registered agent. So normally if you would have went to LegalZoom, your registered agent will be your lawyer or LegalZoom. But for this case purpose, you can be your registered agent. So I'm going to go ahead and put all her information in as the registered agent. These are all information that you can edit for later on. But one thing I could say, just make sure that name, you have that name, guys. And be very intentional about the name that you make for your LLC, because yes, you can change it, but that's the one thing I could say that's a real hassle to change later on, is the name of the actual business. This is asking for county. Okay. 306. Create registered agent. Registered agent is organization information. So now this is where I'll put all the members of the organization. So like in the beginning, I said if you have more members in your LLC, if it's just not just you, this is where you just add other members in your organization. But if it is just you, this is where you just put your information. So I'll be putting her information right here because she is the sole member of this LLC. I'm not a member in this business with her. This is her stepping out on her business. And me helping her get this business started by helping her forming her LLC, paying for all the fees that will go along with this LLC, and even giving her a business address that she can use. Okay. Boom. So now she's a member. All right. Make sure you read this. By checking this box and containing each senior files, the information provided hereby is true. Yes. This document will be effective as date filing 5/10/2024. Yes. She's the organizer. This is where I put her signature. Hunter. Continue. Okay. So now we're finally on the payment page. And I just got to check all the information, make sure it's correct and true, which is fine. We're going through everything. Everything is good to go. We're finally on the payment page. I'm going to hit submit. Now it's time to pay. This is where I pay for the LLC. So the filing fee for the LLC is $100. So the regular process, would you like to expedite your filing? Let's say if I want same day filing, like I want this to be registered today, I can have that. That'll be an extra $250. I just have to put this in before noon. So one thing I also want to say, guys, when it comes to filing your LLC, you want to do this during business hours between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m., guys. And this is why. If you want this LLC to come back today, some businesses want their LLC back today, and you could do that if you put it in before noon. I'm starting early as well. Let's say if I want to do 2 business days, excluding the weekends. Let's say if I do it on Monday and I want it back by Wednesday, Thursday, this is where I'll do this one. And this expediting fee is an extra $100. So look at that, guys. On LegalZoom, they're going to charge us like $249 for a whole bunch of nonsense. But on here, I pay $200 and still get it fast as well. So, but we don't need to do that. She's not in no rush to start her business. This is something that she's going to start later on down the line, but I want her to go ahead and get her LLC formatted to get her a little bit more serious about starting a business. And right now, it will only cost $100. This is less than the price of a pair of Jordans, guys. Like, this is less than the price in a date night out. Again, drinks with your friends, bro. Start that business. It's very pivotal just to have the LLC filed, even if you're not doing business yet, because, guys, what's important is when it comes to getting funded, the business has to be at least 2 years old. Yeah, your LLC has to be filed for at least 2 years. So it's 2024 right now. So by 2026, we can go in any bank and she already passed that criteria, that requirement right there to go get some serious funding from these banks, right? So even if she doesn't do business until 2026, at least this LLC is filed now. At least we started early. You feel me? So we could be serious because the bank don't look at you seriously until your LLC is like past 2 years. You feel me? Because now they're like, oh, wow, okay, this person's kind of serious. You know what I'm saying? Then they look at your business information and stuff like that. But this is one of the requirements that the banks do look at, like, oh, they've had this LLC for longer than 2 years. Like, okay, cool. So that's why I'm going ahead and making this for her now. Because my sister, let's be real, she might not even start her business until 2025, which is fine. But at least the LLC and everything was already in the works, already made. Like, this is a process that she doesn't have to wait 2 weeks on anymore. You feel me? So I'm going to go ahead and pay for this. And then we're going to come right back to the next step. All right, guys. So I went ahead and paid for it. It says, thank you for your application. Your business formation filing has been sent to the corporate division for review. Boom. Simple. You know what I'm saying? That's all it took. It took us like 15 minutes to do. Real simple, real easy. You know what I'm saying? They'll send back an email in about like a week saying that it's approved. For this video, I want this video to go out quickly for everybody before the summer starts. So I'm not even going to wait the week for the approval to come back. But since the name wasn't taken, it'll come right back very quick, which I have no issues with. Um, but one thing I do want to say is just because you made an LLC, guys, doesn't mean like, hey, that's it. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? That's only one part of the process. That's only step one, guys. You know what I'm saying? It just makes it legal for you to do business. Now, the next step that we're going to move on to is getting the EIN, which I told you guys is free. And this is why it's very important for you guys to do business between the hours of 10 and 7 p.m. Okay? Because like if you're getting your EIN, if it's out of those business hours, this will not work. So all I went to is irs.gov, guys. This is where you get your free EIN. But listen, you cannot get an EIN until your LLC is approved. Let me say it to you again. You cannot get an EIN until your LLC is approved. So you have to do the LLC first. So that's why this video is structured like that. Okay? So when I go apply for an EIN, look what it says. Hours of operations, Monday to Friday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? But I'll say just do it before 5 p.m. is best. Even if you do it online, bro. Processing time is between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. Okay? That's very important. Monday through Friday. So, boom. Why do you need an EIN? What is an EIN, Dre? Think of an EIN as a social security number for your business. For all my people that do independent contracting, that get paid from record labels, that get paid from whomever, it's great to have an LLC with an EIN attached. So now when you get those 1099s, you don't have to put your personal social security number on those. You feel me? Because, like, you don't know who sees that information when you put your personal security numbers on these 1099s or whatever the case may be. So, if you don't even have a business and you just, like, say, I'm a photographer, I just go take pictures, and then I get 1099s and stuff like that from these big labels, these big companies, and you're filling it out with your real social security number, it's best for you just to use your business EIN and have them pay your business directly, and you pay yourself from your business. All right. So I'm on here. Determine your eligibility. You may apply for EIN online if your principal business is located in the United States. Fact. You know what I'm saying? Your session will expire after 15 minutes. You must complete the application in one session, as you will not be able to save or return at a later time. And it's easy to complete this application. So we're going to apply online right now. And this is all great information to learn. And one thing I like about irs.gov, they have online learning as well. So there should be no excuses for why you don't know something, okay? And they also have small business events. Okay. So I'm going to apply for online right now, right? All right. And I'm just going ahead and begin the application right here, right? So what did we just form? A LLC. And also, individuals who are in business for themselves and household employers, you can go ahead and get an EIN without forming an LLC. So you could be a sole proprietor. This way, you don't have to put your personal information on 1099s. You could just do the EINs, and you can still file your taxes through that EIN as well as your LLC. Okay. But on this one, we're doing it for LLC. Limited liability company, that's what we just did. If it was a partnership, that's more than one people, but we're doing a limited liability company. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. It tells me what an LLC is. Okay. How many members in your LLC? This is very important right here. Did we put one? Did we put two? Not what you think you have in your LLC, what you put when you did the formation on your Secretary of State. So for us, we only put one, okay? And we did it in the state of Georgia, right? So this is very important. This is why I tell people LLC is important, but it's not the end all be all, especially when you're a single member LLC, meaning there's only one person in your LLC. So since you're a single member LLC, you'll still be classified as a disregarded entity for the purpose of filing a tax return. What does that mean? Since you're a single member LLC, you'll still be classified as one person doing business. You'll still be classified technically as a sole proprietor. Okay? So that's why you'll still get like a 1040 form or something like that. Now, if we go back, right? If we go back, hit continue and continue, and we say it was 2 people, what state you're in, hit continue. Now, it will classify me as a multi-member LLC, classify you as a partnership. If you do not wish to accept the default classification of partnership, you can change your corporate status and upgrade to like an S corp or something like that. But for my sister's purposes and for you guys, I'm gonna do single member, because like corporation partnerships, it all really just depends on how you want to file taxes. And like I said, all these things can be changed down the line, but we're just starting out and we just want to make it really simple in the beginning, right? And then just change it later. So she's going to be a single member LLC. We're doing it in the state of Georgia, and we're just going to hit continue. Boom. And hit continue again. All right. Choose one of the reasons that best describes why you're applying for our EIN. Boom. We're applying for an EIN just because we started a new business. Okay. Started a new business. Okay. Right here, this information has to be correct. Because this is connected directly to the IRS.gov, so you cannot put a fake social security number right here. You have to put a real everything right here. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to pause and go to the next screen when it asks me for an address and stuff like that, because you have to put your real information right here. All right, we back. So boom, you put your real information right there. They authenticate you. Now you go to the address. So this is where we put our business address again for the LLC. All right. Business phone number. And if you had a different address, like you see earlier how I put the business address, if you had a different address where you want your mail to go to, you can put it right here. But we're just going to send it all to that same address for this video. I'm going to accept it as entered. Okay. So right here is where you're going to put all your LLC information, name and stuff like that you'll have on your paper. So the name that we did was LLC, Fulton County, Secretary of State, State Territory. LLC start date will be for us May 2024. Boom. So now it's going to ask you a whole lot of questions. And these questions is going to be different for everybody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do your business involve gambling, wagering? For us, no. So these questions is different for everybody else. Do you expect to have employees? This was yes for me. It's going to be no for her. Boom. Now it's going to ask you what type of business you are. For my people that's in clothing, you can put other and fill it out. But for my people that are in clothing, you will hit retail. Don't look for Shopify. Don't look for e-commerce. You'll hit retail first, okay? Mail order, door-to-door, whatever, selling goods, auction sites, you'll hit retail first for my people in clothing, right? Hit continue. When you get to the next page, it'll ask you how you're selling goods. And the first thing you'll see is selling goods exclusively over the internet. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? If you have a storefront, whatever the case is, auction house or other, just specify what it is. You know what I'm saying? Specify what it is. Boom. Now, we'll hit all that. Hit continue. This is very, very, very important right here. This is very, very, very important. This page right here, this confirmation page is so, so important. So right here, you'll have 2 options. The IRS will send you a letter in the mail. It takes up to 4 weeks for delivery, or you can receive your letter online right now. Always select online. There's no reason why you need that letter in the mail, to my knowledge, that I've been doing business for 7 years, because the one that you get online, you could just print out yourself and take it to the bank, and they'll accept that. And the bank can even look you up in their database as well. So that's why it's very important to have the LLC connecting to the EIN, because the bank gonna look you up, okay? So boom. Receive the letter online, and then you hit continue. As soon as you hit continue, you'll get a confirmation and you'll receive your EIN letter online, and you can just download that and you save that for your records. It's very important that you save that for your records for any reason. Like, I have a folder on my computer with my business formation and my EIN over there, just so anytime I gotta go to the bank or anything, use the EIN, I can pull it up right away. Like, I don't have to be go searching for it, looking for it through my phone gallery, none of that. You want to be where you can just find it right away whenever you need it. Okay? So that's how you do that. Real simple, guys. And an EIN is free. You see, like, even after I hit confirmation, they're not going to ask me for any money. They're not going to ask me for $0. So anybody charging you for EIN, tell them, nope, you know how to do it yourself. You're going to go on irs.gov and do it yourself between the hours of 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, Eastern time, guys. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. And the benefits of having an LLC is just extra layer of protection for you and from your personal self and your business. And you can separate yourself from your business. So now you have an LLC and an EIN. You can go to the bank, and I'll put my banker's information down below in the description for you guys to tap in with her too, and she can help you create those business bank accounts. So now you can go out and make a business bank account. And when you go out and make this business bank account, what's so cool about that is now you can separate your personal funds from your business funds. Now you can run everything through your business. Yes, you can go out and try to get funding, but in my experience, when you're a new business, the funding that you get is not that high, right? The funding that you get is not that high, and you're going to have to personally guarantee a lot of that debt. So what's really good that I would say go out and do is go ahead and make the business bank account and start a relationship with your bankers and your bank. So in those 2 years that you're waiting to go out and get additional funding and you're creating relationships with your bank and your bankers, like, one thing we have to start doing is have a bank for ourselves. Like, a lot of you guys might have a personal bartender or a bar that you go to, or a personal barber, or like the person that you never cheat on. You need to do that with your bank as well. You need to have a banker that you don't cheat on, that you create a relationship with. Because when your banker has a relationship established with you, now when you go out to get funding or anything that happened on your account, they can go out and vet for you. They'll be like, oh, I know Dre, da-da-da. Like, my bankers know me. I drop off candy all the time, cookies, little gift cards, little tips every here and there. They know me. You feel me? So if anything happened, I can text one of them or call one of them and get it fixed right away. Oh, this wire bounced. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I got charged this late fee. Can you do something about that? Oh, what events is going on? I'm at Chase events all the time meeting other bankers. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my banker information. If you're in the state of Georgia, because a lot of people follow me from Georgia, you can reach out to her and hit her up. Even if you're not in the state of Georgia, you can reach out to her and hit her up, and she can help you start a business bank account over the phone, I believe. But if you're in Georgia, you can just go ahead and just tap in with her and get on her schedule. But you want to make sure you go ahead and have a business bank account just to separate yourself, your personal entity, from your business entity, and do all business transactions through that account. Even if you only go ahead and just throw $100 in there, guys. You open a business account, you throw $100 in there, you just sit on it. You be like, hey, I have an LLC, I have an EIN, I got a business bank account. Let me go do something with this. And with your LLC names, you want it to be something broad. That's what I told my sister. You want it to be something broad, whether it be your name or something like that. You don't want it to be Burt's Bees Clothing. You feel me? You don't want it to be Burt's Bees Real Estate. You don't want it to be Hellstar Clothing or something like that as the LLC, especially if you don't know if you're going to stick to clothing for the rest of your business. Because you can start off with clothing with an LLC and then later on be like, hey, let me switch it up. You know what I'm saying? I want to go do something else. I want to go have a restaurant now under the same LLC. And all you got to do is just change a few information, the NIC codes, tell them what you're doing differently now, and that's it. You feel me? So, like, you want it to be something broad where you can keep the same LLC and do other businesses under that LLCs, because all that is a DBA doing business as and stuff like that. But you don't want it to be clothing, because if you go to the bank and be like, yeah, my LLCs is such and such clothing, and you don't do anything in the clothing business and you try to get funding, it's going to be very confusing. And you don't want it to be Lil Ray Shoot 'em Up LLC, Freaky Hoes LLC, Deep Throat 101 LLC. You don't want to do anything like that, because like when it's time to go get funding and these people are looking at your paperwork, how dumb are you going to sound like, yeah, I need $100,000 for Deep Throat LLC. Like, huh? Or Bigger Than a Trap LLC. Like, what are you talking about? Made Out the Trap. You know what I'm saying? 409 Killers LLC. Like, bro, you're wildin'. You feel me? Like, they'll let you get the name now because they want that money, but you're wildin'. You feel me? So you want to have, like, even if it's just your first and middle name or something else, or like something broad and simple, you know what I'm saying, that's available in your state, because it might not even be available in your state. That's another thing. But you want to look into all of that, guys. It's very, 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 very important. And I would say just start today, guys. Take this video and go out and start, because the thing that's separating you from where you want to go is the things that you do. And the best time to start a business was yesterday. So, but now we going to start today. If you like this video, if you have any other questions, leave them in the comment section down below. If you feel like you got a lot of gems from this video, share this with somebody that might need it. Even if you're not trying to start a business and you're just trying to help somebody out, like I was helping my sister today, just share this with someone that might need it, because you never know who life you can help just by sharing something. You feel me? Like, hey, bro, I ain't trying to do the LLC, but I seen this video. Dre, he broke it down easy. It's real quick. He was straight to the point. You should watch this too and make your LLC. If you don't know where to start here, guys. All right. I love y'all. I'm going to see y'all next time around. And next time I see y'all, hopefully y'all started that LLC. At least started that business. At least made that LLC. At least got that business bank account, bro. At least that's the least you could do. All right.